Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, some news just dropped here from YSM in regards to Jaron Ennis. He dropped a video of Ennis basically working out, and Ennis looked somewhat massive in that video. It was a short video, but right at the end of it, Ennis teased that he might be moving up to 160 pounds. Now, that would be an interesting development considering that he's been chasing the opportunity to become the undisputed 147-pound champion for quite some time, both calling out Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford to now desire to move up and have the opportunity to fight at 160. I think, it would be interesting to see Jaron Ennis move up to 160. I mean, when you look at his frame, he has I personally feel he's big for welterweight, quite big actually. Spence was always considered to be quite big at welterweight at 5'8.5", 5'9", something like that with a 72-inch arm reach. Jaron Ennis is 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach, so he could easily move up to 154 pounds and even 160. And I've always just thought that because of youth, he has the ability to get down to 147. But to me, man, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense just because of what he said in the past in regards to wanting to unify at 147. I think there's a great opportunity to do that because I think the rematch for Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford is going to be at 154, and Terrence Crawford is going to eventually relinquish those belts. So he has the opportunity to unify at 147. And then, if you're going to move up, why would you move all the way up to 160 when the guys that you've been chasing, the opportunity, the bag would be at 54? Spence would be at 54 at that point. Crawford would be at 54 at that point, presumably, if he doesn't go ahead and try to chase a Canelo Alvarez fight. So I would move to 54 if I'm going to move up and I'm Jaron Ennis. So I think he might have just been, messing around, just considering the fact that he looked, pretty massive there. But Ennis is always in the gym. He's a gym rat. And it's just a matter of him, melting away the water weight to get to, 147 pounds. So by no means did he look massive in the sense that he looks overweight. He just, he's a big guy. He's a big kid and, not kid, big man. And so he has to, drop that water weight to get to 47. Jay, you think there's any real idea from the Ennis camp to move up to 160 pounds? I just can't figure how that could possibly make any sense at this moment.
Yeah, no, I think Ennis was just messing around on the camera, at the end, because he had that little smirk at the end of it. Shout out to YSM again for that video. But Boots just having a smirk at the end, saying 160 or something like that. I forget exactly what he said. He definitely said 160. I don't know if he said 160, what's up, or something like that.
Yeah, but something like that.
I mean, to your point, for him to go, if he were to go up to 160, I don't see the reason behind that, because to your point, the heat is at 154. Also, the IBF is vacant at 154. He's the current 147 champion at IBF champion. So if they move anything like the WBC where you can just go up and fight for the title, if I'm him, if I have the option as the IBF champion at 147, knowing the two people I've been chasing are going up to 154, as in Bud and Spence, I would try to jump at the bit to get to that belt right there, get that belt, and then I start trying to unify at 154 and make them come to me. Now we know Bud says he's not really, Bud wants just to be undisputed a third time because no one's ever done that for men. But I don't think Bud will fight anyone else outside of getting a undisputed a third time unless it's for a big bag. Boots is not going to bring him that big bag. So I think we could probably push Bud out of the way as far as him really fighting Boots. Right now, Boots doesn't have a profile for that. If Boots goes to 154, he could definitely, when Spence comes back, regardless of what happens in the Spence fight, Spence and Bud rematch, Spence stays active at 154, Spence going to have to see him because Spence is still going to want to try to be a champion, try to get undisputed again. Also, at 154, I like the fighters there for Boots if he were to just go up. Outside of the two people we already mentioned, you have the Josh Kelly, the Erickson Lubin, the Tim Zhu, the Xander Zayas. Who else we have? We have Brian Mendoza, Jesus Ramos, just Sebastian Fundora.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Jason there, but definitely some opportunities there for Jaron Ennis at the junior welterweight division. He has a lot of opportunities there if he were to move up, including Errol Spence. And just in my personal opinion, I think there would be some opportunities there. He mentioned Fundora, Brian Mendoza, you got Tim Zhu. All of those fights would be incredibly interesting for someone like Jaron Ennis if he were to move up. And, you know, it takes away any rationale in terms of not wanting to face him because, you know, the two names that were the biggest names at 147 pounds have moved up to 154. So I just think that 154 would make way more sense than 160 pounds. And because of that, I believe that Jaron Ennis more than likely is not going to do that. But Jay, I see you jump back in, man. What were your thoughts now?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, I can hear you what you're saying. So I think he's just joking around about going to 160, but that's a definite future for Ennis, but right now I think his future is at 147, handle that business there, or just shoot it at 154, because I think that's where the beef is at. 147 is kind of weighing it down a little bit. Ortiz ain't there. Bud and Spence have gone already. And now, we really don't see anyone else, honestly, besides Stanionis. No disrespect to Stanionis, at 147, because we see Keith has been inactive for over a year now. He's older. He has a lot of injuries. We don't know how much gas he has left in the tank for him. So, we're seeing Josh Taylor's not that dude. Alexis Rocha just got beat already. So, I mean, it's no one really at 147, in my eyes, my opinion, outside of Stanionis, to really challenge Boots. And we want to see Boots challenge because we think he has the stuff, but we got to see it in the ring for him. We haven't seen him in there just handle it just yet against the test, especially after him having that fight with Karan. We want to see how he handles someone that has some movement. We still need to see that. We need to see him pass that little test there. He handled the business of fight, but it gave us some questions and concerns on him. Still a phenomenal talent, but I don't think he's going at 160. I think he's staying at 147. I think that was just an ingest.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say Boots has already solved that issue. As I mentioned before, he's a gym rat. He'll get an opportunity to show that was just a fluke. But just being a gym rat and just knowing the dedication that dude has, my guess would be that's already been solved. So you guys tell us what you think in regards to Jaron Ennis and the potential of him moving up to 160. I just think maybe he's just joking around. 154 would make more sense, but I think more than likely he's going to stay at 47. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, on Sports Media, and we are out.